Welcome to Dodge and Burn. What is Dodge and Burn, you may wonder. No, we're not playing dodgeball, and no, we're not setting things on fire. Dodge and Burn dates back to technical ways of using photography in the darkroom. When you're in the darkroom, and if you ever have the opportunity to do this, you will be almost burning your image into your photosensitive paper. And sometimes when you're printing, you want areas in some parts of your image to burn darker and some areas in your images to remain lighter. And you can do this with, just using your hand or using, which is why you see the hand tool here, or there's even little tools, little cardboard things on sticks that you can just kind of maneuver around and dodge out of the way. What that basically means is when you're dodging something, you're trying to lighten, and when you're burn, you're darkening it. What I would recommend if you are going to attempt this is to please not attempt this on the actual layer of your photo. Okay, please make sure that you do this on a copy of your layer. So if I go to my layers box, I would duplicate this layer. I can right click and duplicate, or I can hit Control J on my keypad. So my changes will actually occur on this image. That way, if I make a mistake, I can just delete this image, delete this layer, and build a new one. And therefore, I don't mess up my image. Dodge and Burn also kind of works a little bit with the size of your brush. So if I wanted to use my burn tool here, looks like a little hand. And if that doesn't show up, you can click, maybe your Dodge tool shows up. Looks like a little lollipop. But if you just click and hold that, here's your burn tool. Now this would be the size of the burning that I do. Also, if you notice at the top, it's going to hit my shadows. I can change that to my midtones, my highlights. What I want to do right now is I want to darken my shadows. I want to intensify some of the lines in between the teeth here. Make him look like he really should have gone to the dentist. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to make my brush smaller so I can get into these little cracks, and I can do that by hitting the left bracket on my keypad, which is located next to the P on my keyboard, and I'm just going to make that a little smaller. Doesn't seem like it's letting me because it's selected here, so I'm going to click off of that. Okay. And let's make this a little smaller. There we go. Okay. And then I'm just going to click and drag it. Maybe make my brush a little smaller in certain areas. And like I said, I'm just burning. I'm burning into areas that I want to make darker. So if I want to intensify the shadowing here on the teeth. Make it just a little bit darker in some areas. Now you want to be careful that you don't overdo this so that the value just looks completely ridiculous. But that would be some ways of darkening it. Now Dodge obviously would be the opposite. So I can click and hold that and open my Dodge tool, and you could try to go back and fix some of these areas, but that doesn't seem to work as well, which is again why we create this on a copy of the layer. So if I want to lighten up my midtones, that would be how I can lighten up some of those mid-tone areas. Now let's see if it even creates a difference in my shadows here. Here it will kind of lighten my shadows up a little bit. But I don't like that because I like the darkness in there. So let's see if I can, making my brush a little bigger, burn that back. Okay. So I can burn this even more. Ooh, I like that. That's good. Let's burn this a little bit. And in here. So if there are areas of shadowing, that you just want a little bit of a deeper shadow, you could use your burn tool there. So this would be again, the end of your dodge and burn. This could be for some particular areas that maybe if your changes in curves or your changes in levels don't exactly do what you want it to do, you can kind of use the dodge and burn and kind of pick and choose areas. But again, please remember to do those changes on a copy of the layer. So this would be, I can actually show my visibility. This would be the original, okay, and this would be the new one. Notice how it does kind of, since it darkened in those areas, it kind of took away some of that texture. So you kind of have to decide artistically what you want to do. But again, please, please, please remember to do it on a copy of the layer and not the original layer.